you would think I'm in the villa with the anger that's in my heart. Because when I tell people that men will kill you and ask you why you are dead, people think I'm joking. Guys, they will do it. Hey! Hey guys, I need to calm down. Oh my gosh, why am I so irritated? Anyway, let's go. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's doing okay and everyone is doing well. Another week of Love Island reviews. Guys, I don't even know where to start. Alright, firstly, a huge thank you to everyone who showed me so much love. We are officially into week 2 of these reviews. I know that's right. But a lot for us to unpick and unpack, because if I do not tear someone's singlet today, you will call me a liar. Okay? You actually call me a liar. So number 1, if you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe and definitely join the family. We are on the road to 30k. Also be sure to follow me on my Instagram and also my Twitter at SarahDestinyX. And number 3, please get cozy and comfortable, hot ribena and some snacks. Let's get into today's review. Also, I literally just got back from a birthday dinner, so my makeup is a couple hours old, so please ignore if we start looking a bit funny. Anyway guys, a lot to unpack. I don't even know where to start, guys. And you would think I'm in the villa with the anger that's in my heart. Because when I tell people that men will kill you and ask you why you are dead, people think I'm joking. Guys, they will do it. Hey! So let's start off, right? So of course, George was dumped on Friday. No surprise there. I already have been telling you guys in previous reviews that George should not have unpacked because he was given furniture in that villa. Didn't give me much. I don't really have much to say. Now let's move on to Tyreek and Ella having a conversation. As I always tell you guys, after God, you should always fear man. Okay, but of course they were having a conversation and he pretty much just let her know that, listen, if another girl comes into his villa and she's my type, then I'm gonna want to get to know her. Like, it basically is what it is. So he was pretty much telling her in advance that, oh more, if someone here that comes here and they're my type, come out from my front and clear out. So very interesting. I don't know if I should be mad at the fact that he was straight up, because he's been more straight up than other people in the villa, but we'll get into that very shortly. But at the same time, I don't know, what something about Tyreek, it's like, I know he's such a character. Okay, I know Tyreek is such a character, and I'm low-key here for the entertainment, because it's not like he hides his madness, if you get what I mean. But at least he's doing what ZAC isn't. But we're going to get into that shortly as well. So let's move on briefly to Whitney talking to Medi. Not much to discuss here other than the fact that the body language gave it away that Whitney is not as interested in Medi as many people thought she was. I personally wanted them to get together just for banter, because I knew they both weren't being serious. But I feel like her body language never gave it away. Even when Medi was talking, sometimes she was just like, oh yeah, looking into thin air. And you guys know body language. I'm a body language expert, so I think. But body language honestly says a lot, and I honestly don't think that Whitney is here for Medi at all. But of course it made sense for her to pick him over George, because we know that George, he tried to slide in there a little too late. Now let's move on to Mitch talking to Molly. Guys, I said this in Friday's episode, and it's a shame that they've started off this new week with this storyline, because they need to wrap this storyline up quickly. I'm not here for Molly. I'm not here for the storyline. I'm over it. I'm over the disrespect. I'm over the gaslighting. I'm over ZAC. Oh my gosh. But let's get into it, right? So, of course, Mitch and Molly were having a conversation, and he was pretty much just letting her know, like, oh, I'm just so happy that you picked me, you know, I'm just so glad. He started kissing her thighs and kissing her legs, and I was just thinking, Mitch, you need to stand all the way up, okay? Because let's keep it a hunter and keep it a buck. Number 1, she was looking at him like he was bread, very much uninterested. But also number 2, I do genuinely believe that if they allowed Molly to pick before Catherine, Molly would have picked Zach. She picked Mitchell because she literally didn't have a choice, and now Mitchell thinks he's the prize, when he really needs to open his eyes and shine the lights on, because the lights are on but nobody is home upstairs. He needs to honestly let common sense find him and realize that, yeah, Molly may have picked you, but when you really think about it, she didn't really have a choice, because the other person that she wanted to pick was already picked with Catherine. But yeah, he needs to stand up. That whole kissing on her thighs thing, and was like, oh, I'm just so happy that if he didn't pick me, I would have left. It's giving cap. It's giving cap. It's giving cap. And it's giving loser energy. I'm sorry, it's giving loser energy. Now let's move on to Zach and Catherine having a conversation. The reason I don't even really want to talk about this too much, because we know in the end he was actually just chatting absolute nonsense. But Catherine and Zach were having a convo. He said that he feels like they've done it really correct, that, you know, it's been really natural, we've really been understanding each other and making it just talking, and they ended up kissing. This goes back to what I said in last week's review. I have not heard Zach speak to Catherine about the way he wants to be intentional with Molly. And that's the problem that I have with him. At least with Tyreek, he literally said, well, this is my pants. If you like it, take it. If you don't, don't. But Zach has been very sneaky with things, and it's been very, very, very distasteful to watch. I'll tear his singlet though, don't worry, because after that challenge, his singlet has to be torn, ripped, exposed, okay? His nyash needs to be out. It really needs to be out. So let's briefly move on to Sammy and Molly having a conversation. He asked her where her head is at, and he said in his confessions that he doesn't want to pester her. But what was really weird when Molly was like, yeah, like, you know, like, I'm really open. And I think for me, that just kind of made me understand that I genuinely do feel like Molly is playing a game in terms of just wanting to be the one person in the villa that is like proper adored and appreciated by everyone. Like, she currently right now thinks that she's the it girl because there are pretty much 3 guys who are pretty much trying to worship her feet. But I just don't get it. I mean, like, are you open? Are you not open? Do you want to get to know one person more than the other? Like, it's just not given for me, okay? Like I said, I didn't tune in, and I don't tune in to do these reviews for Molly Island. I tune in for Love Island, and it's a shame that right now they're definitely trying to give her main character energy, because I ain't here for it. Now, let's move on. At the same time, Mitchell was talking to Ella and Ty about it. And like I said, I just need Mitchell to stand up, okay? The lights are on, but nobody's home. He was like, oh, like, Sammy's there talking to Molly. Yeah, like, he definitely wants to get to know her. Like, Mitchell, why are you so pressed? Why are you so pressed? Like, this girl, yeah, she may have picked you, but you need to honestly apply common sense here. She's not as interested in you as you think that she is. So even if Sammy is talking to her, I'm not trying to be funny, but what is your own? Unless Molly has told you directly, oh yeah, I want to be exclusive with you, don't worry about anyone else in the villa. She hasn't told you that. So you being like, oh yeah, like I see Sammy's definitely playing a game. Your babe is playing a game. You need to wake up. Okay, now we'll quickly move on to bedtime. Rishi and Andre were having a little smooshy. You guys know I love Rishi and Andre together. I just want us to see more scenes of them like talking and really developing on their relationship, because right now we're not really seeing that. So even in last episode when we saw that Andre was like, yeah, I want to get to know Rishi, everyone was a bit surprised because we're just like, oh, swear. So they are actually having conversations. So I think it honestly is just down to the editing from the Love Island producers. They just need to do better, because we really want to see Rishi and Andre grow and develop in their situation as well. Zach and Catherine were holding hands. Ew. Anyway, let's move on to the following morning. So of course, you guys know the girls were having chats and the guys are also having chats as well. But just a few things that we're going to brush up on. Molly was saying that she fancies Mitch. I don't know, like, even if she does fancy Mitch, she needs to be very realistic with the standard of fancying that she has for him, because we all know that she doesn't fancy Mitch like that, because she defo still wants to get to know Zachariah and is still telling Sammy that she's open and she's not closed off. So very interesting behaviour. Of course, Zachariah was also speaking to the guys and he said that things are going well with Catherine, but he doesn't want to have second doubts, and he said that his word for today is clarity. I don't know who he thinks he is. So what's clarity? Obviously I know what clarity means, but what do you mean my word for today is clarity? Like, and my thing is, even if you want to, like, everyone needs to understand, I get it. This is Love Island, right? This is a game. You're supposed to play the game, but you're supposed to be respectful in playing the game. Okay, yeah, you could try and do things elsewhere and do this and do that, but you also need to understand that people's feelings and emotions are involved. So you honestly wanted to get to know Molly. He could have easily communicated that over to Catherine. It's not hard. He speaks every day. So just say the things that you need to say at the right time. But no, instead you're doing up sneaky and you're, later on we'll talk about it, but you're wondering why Catherine is confused, that I don't think I need to apologize. It's not given man energy, it's given boy. But then again, there's also some men that also behave mad, so what can I even say? But yeah, he said his word for today's clarity, and we'll also get on to that. Guys, there's so much to discuss today. I'm looking at the viewfinder. It's telling me that I've already spoken for 9 minutes, but Zach's singlet, his nash actually needs to be out. Like, his nash actually has to be out. We need to rip that pant. Like, I actually need to rip it. So let's move on to Zachariah speaking with Molly, and he was of course letting her know that, yeah, my word for today is clarity. Like, I really just want to get clarity. And they both agree that they still wanted to get to know each other. And I already said this, which is why I said Mitchell needs to wake up, because he seems to think that just because Molly has chose to be in a couple with him, because she didn't have a choice, but he seems to think that just because she chose him, that, oh yeah, like, yeah, it's nothing with Zach, it's nothing. Look, babe, like, I already knew that even though Catherine recoupled with Zach and she recoupled with Mitchell, that this whole storyline was going to continue to the following week. I mean, it's really not rocket science, but they therefore agreed that they wanted to get to know one another again. At the same time, Catherine was speaking to Tyreek, Sammy, and I believe Whitney and someone else about the entire situation. So then Tyreek randomly was like, oh yeah, like, you know, Zach is trying to, you know, he's trying to get clarity, and she obviously doesn't know what that means, because Zach has not communicated anything to her. So she's just like, oh, like, laughing a bit, and then she's just like, you know, what is that, like, what do you mean now, what are you even trying to say? And then Tyreek and Sammy now start breaking down the whole situation with Zach wanted to get to know Molly. Now, let's quickly pause. On one hand, I hate guys that are chatty patties. As a guy, why are you a chatty patty? Isn't there brickwork for you to be doing in the back or something? I don't understand that one, right? But you're a guy, you shouldn't be a chatty patty. But then on the other hand, okay, they are letting her know what Zach should have told her ages ago. So as much as I was like, they're definitely giving up chatty patty, I feel like it was necessary because Catherine needed to open her eyes and shine her eyes sooner rather than later. And although even with that information, she kind of, I guess, had a small understanding of what was going on, I don't think she understood to what extent until it was the challenge. But we'll get into that shortly. But Catherine did say in her confessionals that she was going to wait to speak to him, and that all of this has definitely opened her eyes. I do feel like as well that you can definitely tell from this whole situation the type of personality and character that Catherine has. And I think she definitely seems like someone who is quite, like, you know, likes to lay low, not really here for confrontation and stuff like that. She's better than me because I'm tearing your singlet right next to that pool. Okay, now let's move on to Ty and Catherine. They were having another conversation. It's definitely giving bro and sis vibes because she was asking him for advice on what she should do. I can't lie, the way the sun was slapping their skin and why they look good, but I definitely know it's a bro and sis thing. But you know what, it's early days, you know, anything can change, but I definitely feel like it is a bro and sis thing between them. But she was just asking for advice about everything. And my thing was as well was like, even the whole time all of this is going on, Zach hasn't gone to approach Catherine, Molly hasn't gone to approach Catherine. And it's so funny because my cousin was tweeted that she genuinely feels that Molly gives bad girl vibes, and now I'm just getting such a very strange energy from her because it's almost like she definitely enjoys the attention and she doesn't actually care about other people's feelings in the process. Because I know if roles were reversed, sis would have dropped those Karen tears by now, but I don't know, bad vibes, bad vibes, bad vibes. It's all about communication. As an adult, you need to learn how to communicate. So yeah, if you know people's feelings are involved, communicate it. I mean, it's not rocket science. I can't stand people that don't know how to communicate. And I know it's hard for some people, but you try, okay? You make an effort. You don't just allow someone to sit there like a didgery thinking that they're interested in you when you're not even that interested in them. Like, make it make sense, man. Zach, you can start packing those bags because you're going home soon. We'll briefly move on to Rushi and Andre having a conversation. They were talking about Rushi being a good kisser because they of course kissed last night. Like I said, I like them together. Love Island producers just need to give us more scenes because I think it'll be really nice to see how their relationship blossoms and also develops as well. Now let's move on to Mitchell and Molly talking about Zach. This was just before the challenge, by the way, but this scene was a bit weird to me, and this is why I said that Mitchell is honestly giving me loser energy. I'm sorry, let me know if you agree, disagree, but it's giving loser energy. Like, he was literally just like, oh, you know, you're the prettiest in the villa, you know, like everyone wants you, and that Zach is going to use Catherine as a stepping stone to get to you. Find shame. Find shame. Mitchell needs to find shame and he needs to stand up. Guys, I've liked people in my life before, but I don't think I've ever acted like this. I'm so sorry. I don't think I've ever acted like this. How are you telling the girl that you like that another guy that likes her is going to use another girl to get to her? Like, are you trying that hard to be in her good books that you're literally just losing all common sense? I don't understand that one. And I honestly feel like for me, Mitchell, he seems to be very, what's the word, manipulative, because it's almost like, you remember when they had an argument, I think it was one day last week, and he was just like, you know, like, listen to me, Molly, I'm older, I'm wiser. Is this the advice that an older and wiser person should have? Because if it is, I'm gonna run because you're very scary. But yeah, it's giving red flag and it's giving very loser energy. He's doing everything to try and get into Molly's good books, but he doesn't know that everything that he's doing is making him look like a beg. But you didn't hear that from me. So of course anyway, of course, they ended up getting a text that it was time for the challenge. That was time for the challenge, and the game was called Absolute Bankers, something along those lines. But I'll just get into some of the meaningful results. Zach ended up kissing Molly, which was very interesting. Okay, Catherine did say, I think she was standing next to Whitney, I don't remember, but she was just like, that's very disrespectful. If he thinks he can chat to me after this, like, he can't, that she's done with the whole situation and that he's bluffing. Molly, for me, is, and this is what I mean about very interesting and bad vibes energy, because you know that a girl that's, yeah, you guys may not have sister like a friendship or anything, but you know that as a girl, she likes the guy that likes you. The guy, of course, kissed you. You couldn't control that. But even after it, she's just like, stand up. Stand up very quickly, babe. It's giving bad vibes energy. I'm so sorry. It's not giving girls girl. And everyone doesn't have to be a girl's girl. Let's just nip that in the bud. But find shame and have decorum. Okay? Where is everyone's manners? I think that's the word I'm looking for. Where is everybody's manners? I know it's shimmy. Anyway, let's move on. Of course, Mitchell, it was now his go, and he ended up kissing Molly. And I just honestly said, he needs to find shame. This girl literally just lips off Zach, like eyes are probably rolling back. And you now, instead of you to apply common sense and kiss Catherine on the cheek. But you don't have that common sense. Mitchell, needs sense. There's no common sense there. Like, the way this guy is so weak at his knees, you'll think he's never been in a relationship. This Molly, did you know Molly 2 weeks ago to this day? You met someone for 6 days now, all of a sudden, her head is scattered. He needs to stand up. He's getting on my last nerves. I'm sorry. He's getting on my nerves. So of course, after the challenge now, and this was the bit that kind of irritated me the most because I feel like they're just very childish with it. I'm sorry, very childish. And Catherine is better than me. I'm not necessarily confrontational, but if my feelings and emotions are involved and it's starting to trigger me, I'm coming to chat to you. I don't care. Pulling you to a side, pulling you to this side, man or what, I'm coming to have a conversation with you. So of course, after the challenge now, Zach was laughing and he was saying like, he's chilling. Yeah, like, I'm cool, man. I'm chilling. That your lip. I don't twist that lip for you. I was like, yeah, I'm chilling. Like. And then I forgot who was with, but someone else was like, oh, if there was another recoupling, who would you couple up? Who's like, yeah, definitely Molly, like, definitely Molly. And I'm just thinking, someone needs to actually hold that lip for you because you actually need to stop talking. You need to stop talking at this very second. So of course, Molly was talking to another set of girls. I believe it was Ella and somebody else, but she was, Ella asked a very interesting, I don't know how I feel about Ella, sorry, I said Ella. I don't know how I feel about Ella. I don't know if I think she's a girl's girl right now, but she did ask a very interesting question because we haven't heard it from Molly's lips whatsoever. And she was just like, oh, like, do you feel bad for Catherine? And then Molly was like, yeah, I definitely feel bad. Like, that was unexpected. But have you gone to pull her to the side for a chat? You haven't. So no, you don't feel bad. You're enjoying the attention. You enjoyed the fact that you get to have your cake and eat it too, and that there are 3 guys who are literally flocking at your feet to try and have a conversation with you. So it's not given. I'm sorry, it's really not given. On the other hand as well, Catherine, Jess and Whitney were having a conversation and they basically said that Molly is a dark horse, okay, and that she's an actress. I'm glad that they are reading her and finally understanding that she's definitely not there for the girls. And no one's saying that she has to be there for the girls because it is Love Island, but you need to have the decorum of it. Like, be a woman of your words. Like, have standards. Girl, that's the least you can have, okay? Have standards, at least be respectful, and just pull her to, like, yeah, no one is married off or closed off here, but pull her to the side, have a chat with her. Like, what is going on in the House of Commons? I don't understand what these girls are doing. But I would say that I am definitely here for the trio with Catherine, Jess and Whitney. They seem to have a very good friendship and bond between them. And I've always liked Jess anyway. I think Jess is good vibes, but you know, I'm here for Catherine and Whitney because we gotta support our Niger sisters, okay? So of course they ended up getting a text that there was going to be a denim party tonight, and whilst they were getting ready, the guys were talking about how hectic tonight is going to be, and Zach was like, you know, it is what it is, like, this is just how I feel right now. And I think the problem that I have with Zach is like, the way he's so nonchalant without even acknowledging that someone's feelings can be affected by, like, honestly, he's very unserious. I'm so sorry. And Zach can go, this is why I hate, remember I said it in one of my reviews, people are like, oh, Oliver, Zach, stop giving people the pass like that. I'm sorry, like, yeah, he was cool vibes when he first joined the villa, but over the past episodes, he's shown us that madness is free and is also upstairs. Okay? Madness is free and it is also upstairs. So, we'll briefly move on to Rushi and Molly having a conversation. Rushi was just asking her, you know, how do you feel about everything? I like Rushi, guys, but she needs to not be cancelled by association. That's just a fact. I don't understand why that conversation was. I don't understand why she had that conversation with her. But I just need her to shine her eye with the people that she wants to speak to in the villa. Okay, now let's move on to Catherine talking to the other girls. I'm really hot, by the way. I hope I don't look sweaty, but I'm really hot. But yeah, let's move on to Catherine talking to the other girls, and she was like, you know, he needs to be a man, like he has no value. And I'm definitely here for it. Like, I'm glad that she was finally voicing her emotions, because she probably doesn't even know like how to make sense of everything that's actually going on. And she was talking to the girls about it. Now Molly and Rishi now ended up joining them, and then Catherine was just like, oh, it's not your fault, it's not your fault. That I beg to differ. She was talking to Molly, like, by the way. I beg to differ because Molly's very interesting, but I feel like Molly, for me, just started lying, because she was just like, oh, you know, like, I was shocked. You know, I was shocked. Like, you know, we haven't even been flirting. I told him that I'm interested in Mitchell. I told him, like, stop acting oblivious, but you guys have been flirting. Little giggles here and there. You guys have 100% been flirting. Like, own it. If you want to get to know Zach, own it with your chest and let everyone deal with everything else afterwards. Stop making it out like, oh, Zach just plucked it on me and I just don't even know why. When you guys are definitely having, I don't know how I'm speaking like that, but anyway, you guys are definitely having conversations when no one is looking about how much you like each other and the connection is strong and you don't want to let it go and blah blah blah. So for me, I'm over it. I'm over her, and I'm over Molly Island. Of course, in the meantime, Mitchell and Zach were having a conversation. I don't understand what's going on there. I don't know if it's a brotherly, you know, they call it sister wives. Is it brother husbands for guys? I don't know. But it's like Mitchell is doing anything to even just try and stay connected to Molly, and I just find that very weird. But of course, Zach was saying that, you know, he doesn't feel the need to say sorry, and he doesn't regret what he's done because he's staying true to himself. Like I said, I just don't understand what Mitchell wishes to gain from his interactions with Zach. If I'm going to be honest, I don't understand the point of his combos with them, because it's more like it's like he's egging, even, well, how could I even forget this? Even during the challenge, when Molly kissed Zach, Mitchell was like, ooh, like, what are you doing? I don't understand what's going on. I don't get what his game plan is. It's giving loser energy. Sorry, it's giving loser energy. And I stick by that. So of course, let's move on to the ending. Zach ended up pulling Catherine for a chat, and they were so of course they were, I'm even stuttering because the blood is boiling already. So he pulls Catherine for a chat, right? They go to like the side terrace or whatever to speak, and then Catherine's just like, you know, what's going on? Like, I'm hearing this, I'm hearing that. He's like, wait, pause, huh? Guys. Hey, what? Do you think I'm going to talk? Oh my God. I can't even finish my sentence. Do you think I'm going to talk to a guy? Oh my God, I can't finish my sentence. Do you think I'm going to talk to a guy about how I'm feeling and he's going to tell me to pause mid-sentence? You have to die. Oh my, huh? I beg your pardon? No, guys. He told her to pause mid-sentence. And Catherine paused. Like I said, she's better than me, because I'm ripping your singlet there and then. You go and buy another denim vest. Are you actually mad? He's actually crazy. So he told her to pause, just like, I'm not apologizing. I don't feel like having. And as he was just talking, yakba, I said, it's your mouth. Your mouth. Like when I said someone needs to hold his lip, I actually mean to hold it. Hold and twist tight. Because what exactly was Zachariah saying? Even till now, as I'm filming this review, I don't get what he was saying. I don't get it. He's mad, and he's showing me once again that many men upstairs are mad. Okay, many of them are actually crazy. So obviously he was like, yeah, he's not sorry about it. And then she was like, well, that's completely unacceptable. And he was just like, well, then he ended up saying sorry. And she was just like, don't say sorry, because I know for a fact you don't mean it. And you're not saying sorry for the things I want you to say sorry for. And for me, once I just got the complete ick. Zach can go. You see why you need to make sure that you're like, you remain sane whilst you're in the villa, because the public, including myself, we will turn on you very quickly. Oh yes, we'll do that. We will actually do that. How dare you? Zach, you. They need another voting system ASAP, very quickly. Okay? Quickly, because I'm okay with Zach packing his bags and making his way back to the UK, because I actually don't understand who he thought he was talking to in tonight's episode. You are in the wrong. You are a grown man, and you seem to not reason the fact that you are in the wrong. That's a red flag, number one, because comprehension is very key. But number two, you couldn't even communicate to the girl that you were seeing-ish that there was another girl in the video that you wanted to get to know, and now she's confronting you about it, and you're telling her to pause. I'm not saying sorry. You're mad. And you have no one to tell you, but I'll tell you, you're crazy. So I'm very interested to see what is going to take place in tomorrow's review. We did already get a glimpse. I believe there's going to be another conversation with Molly and Zachariah, and this is what I mean, like, Molly is definitely interesting vibes for me. She doesn't give me girls energy at all, because they were having a chat and Molly was just like, oh yeah, like, I'm so glad that we've spoken, and like, she doesn't care about Catherine's feelings. Let's just keep it a buck. So I'm not here for her. I'm not here for Zach. Also, we have 2 new bombshells tomorrow, one blonde, one brunette. I don't even care for the new bombshells right now. I want guys to come in. I don't care for any new girl to enter that villa at the moment. I'm happy for a guy to come in. But yeah, guys, those are my thoughts in today's episode. Very irritated. I'm so sorry, but I guess it was a strong start to the week. We'll definitely see how the rest of the week goes, but I'd love to know what you guys also thought of the episode down below. Are you team Catherine? I suspect and I expect you to be on team Catherine, because team Zach has no place here. But let me know your thoughts on the entire situation overall, and also how you found the episode. But yeah, I'm gonna go take my makeup now and edit and go to bed. But yeah, please let me know what you thought. Please let me know, because I can't be the only person that is irritated by everything. But yeah, guys, that was quite a long review. This as I usually and always say, number one, if you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe and definitely join the family. Road to 30k. Number two, also be sure to follow me on my Instagram and also my Twitter at SarahDestinyX. And number three, I love you so much. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please do take care, stay blessed, and I shall see you tomorrow. Bye.